These children are about to embark on one of the most important journeys in their lives. They are visually impaired students from the Ekropon School for the Blind going to write their BCE. Amongst them, 17-year-old Emanuela Osabute, who went blind aged 3.
People like me with special needs are most of the times underestimated because of their disability. Most people think they are worthless, they can't do anything.
And Ebenezer Ama, who has been studying at the school for the last 8 years.
I want to work at the courts, and I would like to be a lawyer. So I'll try much as possible, and do a lot of reading during the schooling time so that I can achieve that aim. For lawyers, I learned they read a lot.
It's 1 o'clock, start work.
Writing the BEC could be one very, very difficult job. These children, some as young as 13, would have to write 10 different papers in 5 continuous days. As ridiculous as that may sound, that does very little in discouraging these young people from giving their best shot in this exam. Blind children use a code-empowered device called the Braille. It's a 6-dot device which is used by the fingers to decode shapes, rough edges, and smooth edges. The children are taught to use their fingers to translate the feelings from the Braille into the brain. They then are able to know the questions and answer them through the same means. Many children with special needs face enormous challenges. For some, access to education itself is a challenge. There are only a few special schools with trained teachers to offer the type of lessons they need in Ghana. Some don't even have support from their families at all. The Ekropon School is one of the few of its kind in the country that serves children with special needs. And so the children who are here seem to be the lucky ones.
How does it feel like?
Opon Lati teaches at the School for the Blind and has been accompanying visually impaired children to write the BEC for the last 13 years.
The teaching of blind people is about 4 times harder than teaching in the regular school. Also, unlike their seeing counterpart, they could pick who could pick any book and read. You, the teacher, becomes almost the encyclopedia for the children. So you prepare adequately, look for a lot of materials. And depending on the subject you are teaching, sometimes you have to send real objects or their replica to the classroom, because in the special education, we do what we call hand-to-hand teaching. So for example, if you want to teach a child about fractions, sometimes it will be difficult to just say 1/3 plus 1/4. So you get an orange. You show the orange, the full orange. Then you demonstrate, you cut it into 2. They hold it. This is half, this is the other half. When you put it together, it becomes what? 1.
Last year, Ghana launched an inclusive education policy which seeks to help disabled children receive equal levels of education with their mates in mainstream schools. But implementation of that policy is yet to trickle down. The pupils of Ekropon show the light that could be at the end of the tunnel. That all children could be equal after all. If only they could get the needed help, so they too could rub shoulders with their age mates anywhere. Justice Bedu, Joy News, Ekropon.